A St. George man faces multiple charges after a backyard arrest. A driver's left turn causes a major crash blocking traffic, and 2 teens are injured in a scooter collision with a van.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Christy Langenheim. A St. George man, Christopher Lee Coulter, was arrested twice in 4 days after allegedly trespassing in a backyard and attempting to enter a vehicle occupied by 2 women. Police are now urging others who may have encountered the suspect to come forward. For more on the story, here's a detailed look.
35-year-old Christopher Lee Coulter was arrested Tuesday in St. George after being found in a backyard on South 1000 East. Less than 24 hours earlier, he was caught on camera chasing a woman through an apartment parking lot. She escaped, but Coulter fled before police arrived. Investigators later linked him to both incidents using surveillance footage. Coulter, with a lengthy criminal history, now faces multiple new charges. St. George Public Information Officer Tiffany Mitchell urges the public with any information about Coulter to come forward.
We're hoping by putting the photo out, and if others have had similar experiences with him, we want to talk to them.
A left-handed turn in Santa Clara led to a T-bone collision that blocked the roadway and halted traffic for 45 minutes, with emergency responders assisting the drivers and clearing the scene. We'll go to Jesse Bang for the full story.
A crash on Santa Clara Drive blocked traffic and sent one driver away for medical evaluation. Public Information Officer Ryan Moore with the Santa Clara Ivans Fire and Rescue said the crash occurred around 9 a.m. and was first called in as a T-bone collision with a driver trapped inside. According to the Santa Clara Ivans Public Safety Facebook page, a vehicle was attempting a left turn onto Santa Clara Drive while exiting a business when it was struck by an eastbound vehicle. The impact caused the first vehicle to spin and come to a stop, blocking the roadway. Moore said both drivers were assessed by Gold Cross. One driver declined further treatment and the other was transported for evaluation by a physician.
Thanks, Jesse. Now we'll head over to Sheldon and Amy for your favorite weekend adventure guide.
That's right, so many great events happening this weekend starting at the Zion Ponderosa Ranch Resort.
There's a huge reggae festival you don't want to miss.
Oh man, so many great reggae bands, some of the superstars in the reggae world right up there at the Zion Ponderosa. You can't miss that.
Speaking of super, the Super Run car show is happening this weekend.
Oh my gosh, the car show for the gods. 3 days of great car show, slow drags. It's beautiful cars and the weather can't beat it.
And it's all happening at the Casablanca in Mesquite.
For a full list of weekend events, check out our TGIF listing on stgeorgenews.com.
Now back to you in the studio.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sheldon and Amy. Now let's take a look at your local weather forecast brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 87 degrees with clear skies. Tonight, expect a low of 60 degrees. Tomorrow, temperatures will warm up to a high of 85 degrees with a nighttime low of 62. Moving to Mesquite, it's 90 degrees right now and also clear. Tonight, the temperatures will drop to 66 degrees, and tomorrow we'll see a high of 89 degrees and a low of 67. Finally, in Cedar City, the current temperature is 74 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Tonight's low will be a chilly 47 degrees. Tomorrow, expect a high of 75 degrees and another low of 47. A big weekend for Region 9 sports brings us over to Aaron Crane for your local sports update.
Thanks, Christy. Tomorrow night in football, Snow Canyon faces Crimson Cliffs in what should be a competitive matchup. Crimson Cliffs will look to hold on strong at home, while Snow Canyon aims to put their best foot forward. Meanwhile, Pineview heads to Dixie, with both teams eager for a victory. Expect a hard-fought game as they square off for regional bragging rights. And over in Cedar City, Hurricane faces off against the Cedar Reds. Hurricane is looking to bounce back from their 2-3 record, but Snow Canyon won't go down without a fight. Now for girls volleyball, Tuesday's upcoming showdowns are looking to be a good day for volleyball. Snow Canyon travels to Dixie for what should be a competitive match. Both teams are looking to assert themselves and come out on top. Crimson Cliffs faces off against Pineview, with Pineview aiming to capitalize on their home court advantage, while Crimson Cliffs seeks for a strong performance. Desert Hills heads to Hurricane, where both teams are set for it could be a tightly contested game. Desert Hills enters the game with momentum and is likely to be the favorite. Now back to you, Christy.
Thanks, Aaron. 2 Dixie Middle School students riding on an electric scooter were injured when they collided with a van pulling out of the Dixie High School stadium parking lot. Here's Stephanie DeGraw with the story.
2 Dixie Middle School students on scooters were struck by a van pulling out of the Dixie High School stadium parking lot on Wednesday morning. The 15-year-old females were traveling southbound on 100 East on the scooters when they struck a Dodge minivan. Tiffany Mitchell, the public information officer for St. George Police, had this to say.
And they were clipping along really quick, too quick probably. And a car was pulling out of that side parking lot from Dixie High School football, and they ran into the side of them. They weren't wearing helmets. Luckily, they didn't have those kinds of injuries this time.
Both teenagers had bumps and bruises, and one was transported to St. George Regional Hospital.
Thanks, Stephanie. Michael Spears, a Lakota actor whose childhood voice issues were healed through tribal ceremony, will narrate the new National Geographic series National Parks USA, highlighting the significance of Zion National Park to Native American heritage. We'll go back to Stephanie DeGraaf for more on this story.
The narrator's voice in the new National Parks USA TV series, which features Zion National Park, was almost silenced as a child. Michael Spears, an actor and a Native American, provides his voice to this National Geographic project. Spears had a severely damaged voice until he reached first grade. The TV series explores U.S. national parks wildlife, landscapes, and indigenous histories. This series is now streaming on the National Geographic Channel.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to WeWinInjuryLaw.com. I'm Christy Langenheim with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.